This is episode 15 of my special series, The Entrepreneur Alphabet. I created it so you can understand what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur and therefore make sure you don't become the bottleneck in your business. I share practical A to Z insights across 26 short episodes. Yes, 26 like the number of letters in the alphabet. And today, we cover the letter O for opportunity. Before we tackle this topic, make sure to subscribe to my podcast so you never miss any new episode. Did you know that entrepreneur is a French word that derives from the verb entreprendre, which means to start doing something? So an entrepreneur is someone who starts doing something. Usually, he or she does it from scratch, most of the times without any guidelines. Plus, you never really know when the construction will stop. And so being able to do that requires many qualities, some of which I have talked about on this special series, like discipline, emotional intelligence, grit, or listening. But one of those qualities is the ability to spot and grab opportunities. Entrepreneurs are good at seeing opportunities. The only difference between perceived success and failure is whether you take these opportunities or whether you don't. This is Paul Baker on episode 46 of Interviews Cracking the Entrepreneurship Code. It's one of my favorite episodes. An opportunity is a time or set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. For instance, I started interviewing entrepreneurs when I launched my own business 5 years ago. I did it because I needed information and advice from the people doing it every day so I could better coach my entrepreneur clients. At that time, I was doing video interviews with a camera, in a studio, in person with my guests. It was quite a long process. So when the COVID pandemic hit and everybody was confined, I turned it into a podcast, using Zoom to record the interviews. That was my opportunity. The thing is, opportunities are everywhere around us all the time. But can you spot them? And if you can you grab them? Let's first talk about spotting opportunities. The first thing you must do is switch your opportunity mode on. Opportunities appear when you know what you want to achieve, your goals. So you're looking for the things that can get you closer to your goals. Like Jeff Morrill says on Interviews Cracking the Entrepreneurship Code, episode 59. So much of a business is being in a flow and seeing opportunities when they arise. He is absolutely right. This challenge lies in being very specific about your goals. The more specific your goals, the more specific the search, the easier to spot opportunities. And you get very specific by asking yourself the right questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? And what else? Why? What else? And repeat until you get to the answer to the final question. So, what do I really want? Let me give you an example. You could say, I want a car. Great, but you can't go very far with this statement. Now, if you say, I want a blue car for 3 people and a dog to commute to work every day and go to my summer cottage once in a while, plus a road trip across the country once a year. Now you have a more specific view of the type of car you need and why you need it. The same approach applies to your market. Opportunity is another word for a problem or a pain point to be solved. So ask your customers the right questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? Why? What else? Why? What else? And repeat until you get to the final question. So what do you really want? Those questions are absolutely key in spotting opportunities because you can tie the answers back to your business and your goals. Once you know how to see the opportunities, it's like opening a water tap. It won't stop flowing if you don't switch it off. And when you are faced with too many opportunities, you risk being distracted too much, jumping from one to the other without ever finishing something. That's not a great business model. So, once you're able to see opportunities, you need to put a system in place to weight each one of them. Basically, using a simple system like, yes, I will pursue this one. No, I will pass it, and saying no is critical. Or maybe it's interesting, but not now, for later. In addition, if an opportunity turns out to be not that great, I strongly recommend you kill it as fast as possible so you don't waste more time on it. This is the approach that Supercell uses. It's a Finnish gaming company that created Clash of Clans. They launched 5 games in 10 years only, but they have between 4 and 6 games, sometimes 8, in development at any given time, which means they've killed many games throughout since the beginning of their journey. Such an approach is possible if you're not afraid of failing, like a lot. Remember, the perfect opportunity doesn't exist. You have to work for it, but you may misevaluate it or execute it poorly. Well, it's part of the entrepreneurship game. For more on this specific topic, listen to episode 6 of this special series, F for Failure. It's time for a short announcement. Over the years, I've learned 3 critical things about entrepreneurship. 1, being an entrepreneur is a calling. 2, entrepreneurship is a mindset. And 3, the biggest risk you face as an entrepreneur is becoming the bottleneck in your business. When you're the bottleneck, you're stuck. And when you're stuck, your business is stuck. So if it happens, you need to A, work on your mindset and make sure it's back into the right place, and B, implement specific tactics to get unstuck. In my new ebook, I share 8 of those tactics which will help you unlock situations and strive as an entrepreneur. Watch out, it's not just another ebook. It's based on hundreds of conversations with entrepreneurs, on my podcast with my clients and peers. It contains 8,055 words over 38 pages. Each tactic comes with a set of practical tips or exercises so you can immediately apply the tactic into your business. Grab your copy of my free ebook, 8 Tactics to Strive as an Entrepreneur, on my website. You will find the link in the show notes. And now let's go back to the episode. I will conclude this podcast by recommending you stay alert. Spotting opportunities require you to constantly listen and watch. The business environment always evolves, so revisit your goals as you walk the walk. After all, Netflix started by shipping DVDs across the USA and jumped onto the streaming opportunity. And Nokia, which used to be the best mobile phone brand in the world, think about it, in 2000, Nokia represented 4% of Finland's GDP. Well, they missed the smartphone opportunity. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your network so we can inspire as many entrepreneurs as possible. Remember, don't be the bottleneck in your business. See you next time. Bye for now.